The most watched news in Western Washington. This is King 5 News.
Now at 6:30, Aurora Bridge crash.
We've had a terrible tragedy. There's been a terrible loss of life and there's been injuries.
4 people have been killed and dozens more injured when a Ride the Ducks vehicle slams into a charter bus in the middle of the bridge.
I saw a bunch of smoke and what appeared to be the front left wheel pop off, and then it clipped a smaller SUV and then just went basically almost T-boned into the oncoming bus and spun around.
All those killed were foreign students who just arrived at North Seattle College to take classes in the fall, out for a tour of their new city.
And our thoughts, the thoughts and prayers of this city go out to everyone.
Now investigators are looking into what caused the amphibious vehicle to lose control.
A lot of lives just got changed really fast.
And decades-old questions about the safety of the Aurora Bridge are raised again. A live look at the Aurora Bridge with a duck boat and charter bus remain in the southbound lanes.
Large tow trucks are in place to move the vehicles as soon as possible, but at this point, investigators are still looking over the wreckage. Mayor Ed Murray just announced the bridge may not reopen until tomorrow. Police Chief Kathleen O'Toole says it's too soon to talk about what caused the crash. The crash happened around 11:15 this morning on the Aurora Bridge, which carries Highway 99 over the Lake Washington Ship Canal. The wreckage is devastating, and the response this afternoon was huge.
We have live team coverage at 6:30. Linda Byron is live at North Seattle College, where the students were enrolled. Susanna Frame is investigating the safety of the bridge. Ryan Takeo spoke to witnesses, but let's begin with Glenn Farley, who is tracking what went wrong.
This is how it appears to play out. The duck is heading north, swerving. The tour bus heading south, then the collision.
Many of the victims are from North Seattle College, which is about 5 miles north of the Aurora Bridge near Northgate. A second bus carrying the rest of the group and following the first was not hit and took the students who were not hurt back to campus. King 5's Linda Byron is live at the school tonight with the latest.
Jermaine Curse, undrafted. Bruce Irvin, homeless. Russell Wilson, too short.
Here's Wilson keeping it for the touchdown.
You don't give up.
Seattle's going to the Super Bowl.
They don't give up as a team, and you can't give up in life.
Now at 6:30, Seattle has a team that's on the road to the Super Bowl. And tonight, it's obvious how much Seahawks spirit their fans are feeling tonight. It's only 4 days old, but a sweeping new trade agreement is in political trouble, dividing many Democrats. The Trans-Pacific Partnership is between the United States and 11 other countries around the Pacific Rim. China is not in that partnership. King 5's Glenn Farley joins us with more on why Hillary Clinton is bucking the president on this pact, as are the nation's trade unions. Glenn.
But there won't be any passengers on them. The streetcars are going to have to travel 310 miles for testing. That is 62 round trips on the 2.5-mile long line, or just about the length of a trip to Vancouver, Washington, and back again. Josh Green gives us a first look at that testing.
The most watched news in Western Washington. This is King 5 News.
Now at 6:30, Washington wildfires. Fire crews are working to contain several massive fires burning in central Washington, but the weather is creating a challenge.
We anticipate that the fire weather today will be worse than it was yesterday. We should have more rate of spread and more acreage burned.
Several homes have burned and entire towns forced to evacuate.
It was not a good place to be. Fire, I hadn't come over the hill yet, but it was not very far away.
It comes as crews mourn the loss of 3 Forest Service firefighters, killed after their vehicle crashed and they were overtaken by flames.
He was a special kid, you know. We're really going to miss Tom.
But the effort continues on the front lines.
And that's what first responders do. Their heart aches for the loss of their partner. But they go to work, and they're out there protecting us day after day after day.
And tonight we are learning more about the 3 firefighters who were killed.
And crews on the fire lines right now are facing a growing threat, with wind increasing the danger of fighting the fast-moving fire. There are at least 18 active large fires burning in Washington right now. The central part of the state is the hardest hit, with 2 major fire complexes. Tonight, the Okanagan complex is the big concern, with the Twisp fire that exploded overnight. The wildfires burning near the towns of Omak, Twisp, and Concanoli now covers more than 88,000 acres and has destroyed several homes.
These fires have burned a big hole in our state's heart. And with the loss of these 3 firefighters, we know the smoke is still there and it's thick, but it is not going to obscure their incredible act of courage.
And late this afternoon, authorities released the names of the 3 firefighters who died yesterday near Twisp.
They are 20-year-old Tom Bashevsky and 26-year-old Andrew Zajac. The pictures here are from social media websites. Not pictured is 21-year-old Richard Wheeler, 31-year-old rather.
We have live team coverage of the wildfires in central Washington. Let's begin with King 5's Eric Wilkinson in Winthrop, where Tom Bashevsky's parents talked about his dedication to firefighting.
Right, but right now we want to show you something that's developing right now. This behind us, this massive smoke plume, is from what we're told is the Beaver Lake fire a few miles away, exploding just over the past 20 minutes or so.
Thanks, Alyssa. Flags at City Hall and fire stations around Seattle have been lowered to half-staff in memory of the 3 fallen firefighters. Mayor Ed Murray gave the order to lower the flags this morning and said his thoughts are with the victims' families.
The giant American flag that flies on top of the Space Needle has also been lowered to half-staff tonight in honor of the 3 firefighters killed.
As you can see, the flag is being blown around by a breeze this evening. That wind played a major role in the firefight today. And for more on that, we're joined by Chief Meteorologist Jeff Renner, who's tracking the wind speeds in the First Alert Weather Center.
Seattle is cracking down on drivers who block the box at some of the busiest intersections in the city. 3 of the intersections where drivers are frequently found blocking are along Mercer, but the worst intersection is Fairview and Valley, where an average of 238 drivers block the box during rush hour each day.
Now add to that what voters approved November 3rd. Let's Move Seattle comes to around $275 a year, a $145 increase over the expiring Bridging the Gap levy.
If all of them start using Seattle Power's grid to light up their plants, it would add more than 100 million kilowatt hours of demand. That's equal to powering more than 12,000 single-family homes or 4 buildings the size of the Columbia Center. If the state allowed oil deliveries by rail into Grace Harbor County, it would bring hundreds of jobs to the region.
But as South Bureau Chief Drew Mickelson reports, for many, the train cars would bring more risk than reward.
The most watched news in Western Washington. This is King 5 News.
Now at 6:30, a live look at Interstate 405, where new toll signs are up. You won't start paying for a couple of weeks, but the signs cause plenty of confusion during today's commute. WashDOT's call center got a lot of questions about the 17-mile stretch, where changes start on Sunday, September 27th.
That's when drivers will be able to pay to use express lanes on I-405. There will be 1 express lane available between Linwood and Bothell. And south of Northeast 160th, there will be 2 toll lanes all the way to Bellevue. Josh Green is live along I-405 to break down what you need to know. Josh?
Hey there, Lori. I want to show you why this story is so important to so many people and why these express lanes are important too. You can see this is 405 right now, and we are moving a bit faster in this HOV lane.